Race 1 of the 2022 Pirelli French round goes lights out. Shortest straight, start-finish straight of the calendar, and it's Toprak Razgatlioglu who's the first to show, but Scott Redding's got through on Jonathan Rea for second place. Good start for Garrett Gerloff up into P4. He's leapfrogged Alvaro Bautista. It's still Alex Lowe's in 6th position. Michael Ruben Rinaldi, though, now bundling his way through on the inside as they come through Estoril, the long right-hander, and on to what is now the longest straight here in Magny-Cours, in towards the Adelaide hairpin. An opportunity for Jonathan Rea to come straight back through on Scott Redding for second position. Alex Lowe's under pressure now from Axel Bassani, who's going to the outside. They're 4 abreast in towards turn 5. They touch Lowe's and Gerloff is the one to lose out. He was in 5th position. He's now dropped down to 7th. So Loris Baz now looking to the inside of Garrett Gerloff. Axel Bassani was also the big loser out of that one because he went to the outside of that 4 abreast situation in towards the first gear Adelaide hairpin. Razgatlioglu wide. Razgatlioglu gives up the position as they come through the 180. It's Scott Redding who has hit the front for BMW. First front row start of the season for Redding and BMW, and they look like they may even lead to the end of lap number 1 here in race 1. Razgatlioglu straight back onto his tail, Rea in close attendance as well, and crucially Alvaro Bautista has now got up into 4th position. Alex Lowe scrapping with Michael Ruben Rinaldi behind.
Yeah, Toprak doing well just to hold on to second spot and not letting Jonathan Rea through as well, but Scott Redding did well on the run into turn 5. He put his bike in the middle of the track, forced Jonathan Rea around the outside, and then he's in a position to take advantage of Toprak's mistake.
Alex Lowe still scrapping with Michael Ruben Rinaldi, just about holds on as they come in towards the Lycée complex and now out of the chicane to complete lap number 1. It's Redding who leads, from Razgatlioglu 2nd, from Rea in 3rd, Bautista in 4th. 4 manufacturers in those top 4 positions and proving evenly matched thus far.
Yeah, always good to see that, and good variety at the front of the field. On that opening lap and the run down in towards turn 5, we saw Garrett Gerloff make a good start off the line and then was attacked on the run into 5. Gerloff came off second best in that. Look, there was a bit of contact and dropped down the order.
Here's going to be a move coming in towards the Adelaide hairpin on lap 2. Toprak to the inside. Redding's gone for the wider line. Watch out for Jonathan Rea trying to bundle his way past as well. Toprak bold under braking, but he's going to get past here by Jonathan Rea, who goes from 3rd to 1st. Razgatlioglu with the cutback then coming off turn 5. Redding tries to do the same. They've both managed to come past him. The Yamaha and the Kawasaki into 1st and 2nd positions. It's Razgatlioglu from Rea, and Redding's gone from 1st to 3rd.
Yeah, 3rd to 1st to 2nd for Rea, and did what he had to do. You can see again there, a wide line from Toprak through the 180 corner, like what we saw last time around on the opening lap as well. That opened the door for Scott Redding. Rea not close enough to try and force a move down the inside, but that's something we're going to keep an eye on over the course of the next few laps to see what way Toprak approaches that.
Alvaro Bautista may now well be very keen to get through quickly on Scott Redding to avoid being attacked from behind by Alex Lowe's and Michael Ruben Rinaldi, and too late. Alex Lowe's has managed to find his way through coming in towards turn 13. Bautista will attempt to recover as they come down the hill past the Chateau d'Eau and in towards the Lycée complex. Alvaro Bautista then looks to the inside of Alex Lowe's, and he is going to pass him in towards turn 15. Again, Alex Lowe's in combat, and it was previously Garrett Gerloff. This time it's Alvaro Bautista, and that's worked nicely. Rea's down! Jonathan Rea has come down, coming off the final chicane at the end of lap number 2. Toprak Razgatlioglu now with a comfortable race lead of over half a second ahead of Scott Redding. A rare mistake from Jonathan Rea in his 2nd crash of the weekend here in Magny-Cours.
2nd crash of the day for Rea. Crashed in FP3 this morning, and now a crash through that last chicane, probably bundled over the curbs through there, and that tends to be what unsettles a bike through there. But Jonathan Rea down and out, and that is critical for the way the championship stood coming into this race. So for Jonathan Rea, uphill task for the rest of the weekend. And you can see
Loris Baz coming through on Alex Lowe's and up into 4th position. So it's all change as Jonathan Rea remounts and tries to press on, but it doesn't look good at all for Jonathan Rea, who's pulling up now at the side of the circuit. So it's going to be no points scored from race 1 for Jonathan Rea.
Yeah, and for Rea, that as it stands right now, we'll put him 47 points adrift in the championship standings. Let's see what happens. Does he run over that inside curve? He just loses the rear coming through there. So for Rea, it's easy to get the bike unsettled through that corner. You place so much emphasis in the confidence that you have in the bike trying to run through this section, and maybe just tagged the curb there for Rea, and that's what it was. But as it is, he's out of this race, out of 2nd position, and it's handed Toprak a comfortable advantage.
Toprak Razgatlioglu is down. Toprak with a lead of over a second to his nearest rival, Scott Redding. I cannot believe it. And Alvaro Bautista will be rubbing his hands together. He's up into 2nd place with his 2 main title rivals down in the gravel trap.
And for Toprak, he had a 1 second advantage, and him and Jonathan Rea both down in the same lap. And given the inclement weather we've had all the way through this weekend, you'd almost think there was spots of rain with the two championship contenders having crashed out. As it is, Alvaro Bautista, the number 19, he must just be counting his blessings at this stage.
Razgatlioglu, unlike Ray, has been able to remount, so he may stand a chance of at least picking up something, particularly if there's more attrition in the remainder of this race, or perhaps even inclement weather. That's Jonathan Ray himself back up and running now, but Toprak's 26 seconds behind the race leader, and more than likely to lose more by the time he gets through the next sector. I'm sure we'll see Toprak fighting his way back through. He's only 15 seconds behind the first man at the back of the queue, Oscar Gutierrez, the WorldSBK debutant, but here we're going to see it again.
Yeah, this is coming through Imola down in towards turn 13. You'd imagine. Ooh.
Oh! And Toprak, in the end, doing well to avoid that being a whole lot worse than it eventually was.
Yeah, and Toprak would have just then ditched that before it comes up towards the tyre barrier, just so that he's still able to recover it and try and get back on to score some points. But big tank slapping moment there on the entry to the corner. You can see for Toprak there still pushing hard at this stage, so probably minimal damage done to the bike. But for Toprak, it's big damage done to his championship hopes.
Ray enters the pits, not keen to retire by the looks of things. You just never know with the inclement weather of Magny-Cours. You may get a red flag, you may get an opportunity to get back out there and get into contention, but it doesn't look good for Jonathan Ray, who of course is about to be lapped by all of this lot as well now. Once again, as Scott Redding comes through at the end of lap 4, 6/10 of a second clear of Alvaro Bautista, hunting him down. Does Bautista now settle into a rhythm and just say, do you know what, second place is good enough? 20 points gained potentially, certainly over Jonathan Ray, potentially over Toprak Razgatlioglu as well, or does he now go after Scott Redding and risk it all for those extra 5 championship points?
I think it's one of those situations where just being able to come away with a podium, 16 points would be a really successful amount to take out of these guys, because as it stands right now, Ray and Razgatlioglu both over 50 points adrift of Bautista. And we've been saying all the way through this weekend about how strong Ray and Razgatlioglu are around here, how big of a challenge it would be for Alvaro Bautista. He's had this one handed to him. Well,
just as in Assen, when Toprak and Ray came together on that occasion and were both ruled out of the action, their absence from the top of the pecking order really now gives a golden opportunity to someone else, perhaps the 2 or 3 other riders who you might not necessarily have been expecting to take a place on the podium. It's Loris Baz who has assumed 3rd position for the moment, Axel Bassani and Michael Ruben Rinaldi directly behind him, both with an opportunity now to try and take a place inside the top 3 here this afternoon.